Hey everyone, welcome to the second to the last episode of Casual Shenanigans Gaming, and as promised, this is a clip show. It's excerpts from our very first podcast all the way up through about episode 200. Not every single show, of course, but funny clips from over the years, a couple serious ones, mostly us just horsing around with each other, very little talking about games, but apparently that's what you guys liked. So if you're listening to this on Friday, you still have a few hours to get your mail or questions in before the final episode, which we're going to try to record live February 23rd, sometime after 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got to figure out what time we can all get together. But episode 220 will be recorded tonight. So please listen to this. We hope you enjoy. Write into casualshenanigans@gmail.com if you want to be a part of the final show. And as always, stay casual. Hey guys, this is Germ, and today is going to be the first episode of something new and awesome that we're hoping you guys will like. It is a podcast that I have created along with Evil Viking 13 and a couple other people from We Are the Rivals. If you watch the DayZ Survivor Diaries, you will know most or all of them. So this is going to be the very first episode. I'm going to be putting this out on iTunes, actually. Here's a link right here. You can go subscribe to it there. We would really appreciate it if you would do that. And then I'll release each episode. I'll release a gameplay video with just like spare clips and stuff from the last week or two of playing, just so it can go up on YouTube so you can watch it there too, because that's more interesting than watching just a blank screen. So I'm going to stop taking up time just by talking, because I have another 30 or 40 minutes of me talking right here for you to listen to. But please enjoy. Let us know what you think. Right into the show. We put the email address in the podcast, but in case you just want it, it is casualshenanigans@gmail.com. That's the name of the podcast, by the way, Casual Shenanigans. Anyway, we're really hoping you enjoy it. It's all about DayZ, Battlefield, and everything PC gaming related. So enjoy, let us know what you think, and be sure to go subscribe. All right, everybody, welcome to Casual Shenanigans Gaming, a podcast all about DayZ, Battlefield, and everything PC gaming related. I am one of your hosts, Jeremiah. My screen name is Germ Gaming, and I am joined by, just introduce yourselves. I don't care in what order.
I am Dave. You guys know me as the not so evil Viking 13.
I'm Joel.
Chris.
Oh, we can find. I'll
Yeah,
be last.
sure, go.
I'll be
Both of you
last.
go.
No, I'm last. Go ahead.
I'm Chris, also known as Chris in DayZ.
Best for last. I'm Joel. I blow things up. Oh, you can also call me Wilson.
You blow
Yeah,
my things
so-
up.
You might recognize all of those names from the DayZ Survivor Diaries, and even if you don't, well, if you don't, that means you haven't watched them, because we're in all of them, so you should definitely go watch them. But in this podcast, we have quite a few things to talk about. So the first thing we're going to talk about is DayZ. It'd be kind of cool if you try to log out in combat, they just make your character start emitting like a beeping noise that's positional.
I think the question on our minds is, can you log out if you're taking a crap in the game?
That is a
Okay,
good
well, now
question.
that that's been brought up, I guess we're going to talk about it. We made it, how far did we make it? We made it like 3 minutes in.
I just want to know
Okay.
if you could finish out beforehand, or do you have to wait.
All right. So,
Does that count as combat mode, I wonder?
so Joel, you're doing combat with a dysentery zombie. Joel, would you like to fill us in on that?
Well, okay, Dave. Well, I'm only hearing this from Dave, so Dave might be twisting my leg. But he was saying that supposedly you actually be able to use the bathroom in there. So I just want.
Hi, I'm Joel Wilson.
You are Joel
Yeah.
Wilson.
That's my last name.
I'm Joel Wilson. Joel
Make up your mind,
Wilson, the precious.
Stop it. Mom, go make me a sandwich! Anyways, no, I like watching Castaway. That's where I got the name Wilson actually from. So it's what I've used every time I play multiplayer games or anything online.
That's
Wilson.
acceptable. That's acceptable.
I think that's
Okay.
all I have, really.
Yeah, just Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to all you guys that are listening. Hope the world does not end before I get to get my Steam gift card for Christmas and actually buy Far Cry 3.
Another thing, we've had a lot of you guys subscribing to the podcast, which is awesome. What are you doing, Joel?
It's the last day on Earth, man.
What on earth?
Have I mentioned lately how glad I am that that's part of the track and I can't edit it out? Oh no, I'm sorry. I meant to say, have I mentioned how glad I am that you're on this with us? James, thank you for joining us. Do you have like a Twitter or a gamer tag or anything that you want people to follow you on to play with you, or do you hate everybody?
I pretty much hate everybody. Single player.
Cool.
Way
All right, bye,
cooler.
James. You're never coming on again.
I mean, it was basically the same. It was basically GoldenEye redone. It looked beautiful, but it was like, I played this before, and 64 was like more fun.
Right.
My favorite thing to do in the N64 game was if you use just the silence. I think it was called the PP7. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Is if you shoot the guys in the legs and you have it on hardcore mode, you can literally shoot them in their kneecaps at least 70 times before they die. Because you like shoot it once and you wait their animation like, and
This
they
is
slowly
Joel,
get back up,
ladies and
and then
gentlemen.
you shoot them again.
This is Joel.
It was funny because right before their animation would end to shoot you, you'd shoot them one more time. They'd be like, ugh.
Listen to what you're saying. Tell me why we should not call the authorities. Like one day, I'll just have to go on the news and be like, it was then that we knew.
Okay, to the FBI agents that are currently listening to this podcast, I barely know Joel, okay? Just take him away and don't come for me. Is it bad that probably even Dr. Thunder would be like, nah, we don't want to be a part of this. There's cannibalism involved.
Well,
We're
is
generic,
cannibalism
but-
guaranteed, or is it just kind of hinted at?
It sounds like that by the end of the year, like by the time we get to a 1.0 release, he wants to have something like cannibalism in place.
Something's like cannibalism. What else is like cannibalism? I mean, it's not pure cannibalism.
Eating a small finger.
You can't kill them. You just keep them like a pet, and you harvest limbs and eat those. But it's not like pure cannibalism.
I'm just gonna taste. I won't actually eat.
They don't need the legs.
I wouldn't know about that.
No, it talks about that further down. There won't be salutes anymore. It's a friendly wave. Okay, so that's
It
the
is a
first thing.
friendly
Let's talk
wave
about
now.
that. Saluti's been replaced by friendly wave. I think that's good because saluting, it doesn't really, like, if you're just two people meeting each other in the woods, I don't know that saluting really does anything.
It had such a wonderful awkwardness to it, though.
It was really awkward looking.
It took so long to do,
the
too.
wave. I hope the wave is like super cheesy looking. You're like, hey guys. So like the first time someone does it, you can just shoot them in the face and it looks hilarious.
It's like Princess Wave.
Hi guys.
Or yeah, either princess wave or just like waving your entire arm, like jumping up and down.
Like,
Hey,
really-
hey, you
Really
guys.
enthusiastically.
Hey, adventurers, would you like to come say hi?
I think my favorite weapon in any game so far definitely has to be the flare from Arma 2 and DayZ. And then favorite gun in real life, these two.
Those 22s.
Shooting subsonic rounds.
Sorry, I totally had to do the douchebag route. It's pretty bad, but I kind of wish it was a prison simulator.
What?
I think I would have more fun.
What's wrong? Why do you want this to be a prison simulator?
Okay, I just wish like you could actually have really bad things happen in the town, or you have to fund something. Like it says, you need
Can't
to.
Godzilla come attack the town?
Well, that's I don't know. To me, that's boring. I wish it was like all of a sudden like a.
Godzilla's boring. You know, a giant monster comes out of the water and destroys half the city, but I mean, that's just an average
It really
Monday.
doesn't affect it that
Lame.
much, though. It doesn't. It doesn't really affect it that much. I wish there was a campaign mode where you have to do an objective like build a casino town and make sure several thousand people stay there, and if it drops below a certain line, the game ends.
Like
or you
Roller Coaster
lose.
Tycoon.
Yeah, I like that. I like those.
Okay.
But why couldn't it be better? I hear birds.
Yeah, I'm hearing birds too, or rats.
Yeah, who has birds?
I hope that's birds.
That might be me.
Seriously, who? What do you? It might be you. If you've got birds, you should know.
They're outside.
Oh,
Sorry.
Oh,
shoot them.
springtime.
Eagle comes swooping by.
In the episode I just put up, Joel, are you trying to get our attention?
Who is the pirate guy?
Steve. I'm Steve, Joel.
Okay. I can't tell at all, and I'm like, who's this guy watching us?
In the dark. He's just watching from the darkness. Wait, who is the pirate guy?
Oh, sorry.
What pirate guy, Joel? It's only the four of us. What are you talking about? So this is going to be an E3 centric podcast, and we have a bunch of questions.
And Steve just learned what E3 is. I'm
just
very
learned what
excited
E3
about that.
So for the benefit of anyone who might not know what E3 is, Joel, can you give us like the 30-second rundown on what E3 is?
It's that magical time of year when your parents come into your bedroom. No.
What?
I'm scared.
We're like 2 minutes in, and I've got to start editing already.
Well, this one you can edit because it's not live, right?
Well, yeah, but I don't want to have to.
And 30 seconds is up.
Derailed.
What a great definition
All
of
right,
E3.
Joel, don't worry. I'll go ahead and take this one for you.
No, I'll do it. Okay.
All right.
E3, it actually means the Electronic Expo. I believe?
Electronics Entertainment
Yeah,
Expo,
entertainment.
E3.
Yeah, shut up.
The E2.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Because they don't want to make the PC seem like a good deal.
See, yeah, they have other
hey, Joel
companies
Scratch.
on there, but
People who are only listening to this, there was nothing shown.
Nothing I wanted to see.
Joel, please control that camera.
Let's start the podcast with the news.
News time.
All right. Guess we're
Thanks,
doing
Joel.
that now. And have a great week. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
Peace out, guys.
Hey, guys.
Stay casual.
No, that is not a thing. No.
Thank you guys for listening. Anyone have any closing shots before we go?
I apologize for all of these people.
All right. That's one.
That's one.
I regret nothing. You'll never catch me, coppers.
What? What?
I never torrented.
Stop resisting. Bang, 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 bang.
Good times, you guys.
Stay casual. I don't want to use up too many Dave loot stories, but I feel like we're not going to run out, so I'll just go ahead and throw another one out. Last night we're playing, and Dave has like military pants and boots and a military jacket and a helmet.
Full medical kit in my backpack.
Full
too,
medical
like
kit,
all
a
the medical gear.
backpack, an AR-15. Life is good for him. So for some reason, he logs out because his character looks like it's just gliding across the ground without actually walking, and it looks kind of weird. So he logged out, logged back in, to see if it would fix it, and it did fix that. But he logged back in with no backpack, no pants, and no shoes. So he's standing there in his tidy whities, the military helmet, military uppers, and holding an AR-15. And the first thing he says is, "Wait, where's my backpack?" And he runs around for like 20 minutes, like naked from the waist down, running through the woods, pale little scrawny legs flapping in the Eastern European breeze. And he does not even care. He only cares about his backpack full of crap that he'll never see again. He kept the helmet on too. Like, if you see somebody, why would you shoot them in the head at that point? You're going for the pasty little drumsticks on the bottom.
It's true. My character's legs were like so white. It was hilarious.
Again, we'll get into,
So anyway,
you'll get into
we're in a
your
full
shame
tactical
later,
vest.
but
So I'm just going to start things off by saying, hi guys, my name is Dave, and I have a loot problem. It all began...
You don't believe that,
hardcore.
though. You don't believe that. You don't believe that.
I have a loot problem and I love it.
All right, that's better.
It really began hardcore 2007, the original Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl. One of the original just hardcore like survival games that just hooked me. Single player, unlike DayZ, but reminds me a lot of DayZ. Like the eating, the drinking, the gathering loot. There's so much junk loot, like just crap you really don't need that you can gather up to sell. You can kill mutants and sell like their mutant parts to afford
Sell their mutant parts. No, it's not human trafficking. They're mutants. It's fine.
Well, when they're mutated pigs, it's probably not human
pigs.
trafficking. But,
Okay. I didn't know like mutant. You said mutants. That could be people.
I mean, the Chernobyl exclusion zone, like they kind of have human-like faces, so some weird stuff was going down there. It's really hard to say, to be honest. But I mean, you hunt them down, use up your valuable ammo to hunt them, to sell a little bit of coin, to buy like a sausage to survive the next day. Like really hardcore stuff. But this is where my loot confession really comes in right here, guys. That game used a weight system, usually about 80 pounds total, which is not a lot for carrying around all this amazing loot in Stalker. That's like a couple of guns, maybe like a good backpack, some food and water, and your ammo actually had weight too, so you could only carry a certain amount of ammo. Well, very quickly I discovered that there was a kind of workaround to this weight limit. A dead corpse's inventory could be accessed.
Where is this going?
This is getting morally gray really quickly.
Oh, it's about to get
It's
gray.
going dark.
You could access a corpse's inventory and move things from your inventory into that dead person, that dead stalker or bandit or whatever. And it had no weight limit. And you could carry the ragdoll around using the carry tool. Now, you couldn't run while carrying the ragdoll, but you could kind of like half jog and move pretty fast. So what I would do is I would enter a new area, take out a whole bunch of bandits and bad stalkers or whatever. I would spend probably about an hour and a half looting all the bodies, carrying about 2 weapons at a time, dumping them into this corpse that's on the ground. Now at this point, the game starts to lag. Your frame rate really starts to take a hit. So at that point, what you gotta do is, you gotta start dragging the ragdoll back towards a trading post. Now the problem there is, you're walking pretty slow. And you might be getting some weird looks. I mean, it's kind of awkward to pass through a stalker checkpoint carrying a dead bandit by the foot. When his corpse is stuffed with like 38 rusted out AKs, a few hundred rounds of ammo, some miscellaneous food bits. Like, I mean, he's pretty well loaded.
You're
He's
a
basically
bad person.
Dave.
He's basically your dead pack mule. So you drag this guy back to a trading post, drag him in front of like a bar full of patrons, like trying to enjoy their vodka and their sausages. You drag this dead body in, and for the next hour you proceed to unload him. And of course, the trader is a jerk. It's the middle of the zone. He pays you crap for all this stuff you worked so hard for. So you don't get a whole lot of money, so you're going to be making a couple of trips and violating a couple of corpses here. But in the end, when you spend all that hard-earned money on enough ammo for the next section and one new gun, you know it's maybe worth it.
You can't buy a soul, Dave. You can't buy another soul.
I already shared, I think, probably my most shameful with you guys.
Yeah, I don't. If you can come up with something more shameful than packing dead bodies full of guns and dragging them.
Dude, I seriously cannot
I've
believe you
left
dragged
stashes
them.
places, but not dragging them with me.
Dave, like, that is so scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Multiple trips with your dead body pack
Multiple
mule.
trips. Sometimes I'd use the same guy.
You broke him in a little, you know.
You man.
Feed of my mic and then
Wait,
everyone else's
Yakko,
mic separately.
Are you playing DayZ right now?
Maybe.
Edgar, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
You know what's worse about it? We've been talking about loot, and my flashlight went out, and I just kind of spawned somewhere, and I'm actually looting in the dark right now. I'm trying to. It's horrible.
For an hour, you
Oh,
jerk.
What?
I'm a good-looking guy when I'm on webcam. You know, if when I play on
People can see how short
Halo
you
and
are.
stuff, people respect that.
They're like, you're a good looking.
Yeah, they're like, you're a
16-year-old.
good-looking man. I'm gonna play Halo 4 with you.
It's like you're gonna be really handsome when you grow up.
So I would just, if you could just please vote for me. I also like NES
Joel is
games.
also the oldest, so but he has the skin of a child.
Okay, so now we need to tally the votes. Okay, so everyone. Okay, Dave is number 1. Jeremiah's 2. And I'm number 3. So just make.
There's these results right there.
So okay, we'll start with P-Core. Who do you vote for?
This is so.
Dave,
horrible.
Jeremiah, me. Come on, this is the game.
I'm gonna go for Dave.
Yeah, that's because you sit behind me at work. I appreciate the camaraderie of our cubicle buddy system.
Snap me at any time.
Okay, well, we know these votes here probably.
Yeah.
So 1 for Jeremiah, 1 for me. John, you're the tiebreaker. We played GTA 5 together.
Yeah,
Love
that's
that.
true.
In short shorts, yeah.
John, I really like your beard. I do. I like your beard.
So what would
John,
John,
listen to me. John,
I would go
John,
away.
listen to me. Look into my eyes, John.
Just remember who made dinner tonight.
Oh, John, look in my eyes. Who has known you for the longest, and who last year for your wedding bought you
don't do it.
an M1911 for your wedding present? Who did that for you, John?
I can't betray my brother.
What?
Wait, I'm not even. Wait, hold on. Before you go any farther, I'm not in the running, am I? Just be honest with me.
You're picking bros over guns?
If I be a gun, you'd be in there.
Get on that.
Is it worth it?
I think he chose me because we have bro love and he likes the guns. He likes my guns.
Oh gosh.
And that has been 60 Seconds with Joel, a segment that I constantly wonder why we include. Alright.
And we're gonna be seeing the results of that survival month of effort in the next few weeks. Joel's
No, I was talking about. No, I'm not even gonna say it. Keep going. I was listening. I was talking about someone else.
sign language.
I wasn't saying dude.
Look at this guy over here with his DayZ again.
Joel has what we call drunk perception, where you think you're being subtle.
I'm being quiet, guys.
Hey over there in the audience.
Audio. 45 minutes pausing. Hold on, I'm gonna make a lot of noise so I can find this later. Can you restart it?
Yeah, I got it.
I present to you.
In the living room.
I present to you the mating call of the podcaster. His bellows cry out across iTunes, seeking a mate, or a subscriber, or a like, or a favorite, or a review.
It does help us out.
Whatever he can get.
This is really early, but around this time of year, I start getting the itches.
Can you go get him pills for that? There's probably a queen.
Please continue, or don't.
I meant twitchy.
Why? That doesn't make it make more sense.
No, but the itches is worse.
Whatever, okay?
It's just that time of year. Spring is in the air.
Pollen's on the trees. A lot of people are dying.
It's time for new life.
Like Joelisms. They would enjoy that.
You tell them. I need to go to the bathroom. I'm gonna.
He's wrapping this up rather quickly.
This was a sudden end here. No, you should. Okay,
I'm done pretending. Let's all exit like an awesome rock band and just leave the drummer on the stage.
No, you should check out. It's not on iTunes yet because you can't search it there. But I found some free site called Podomatic. I think it's a really lame name.
That's a great start to
and just search up Joel-isms, and I think you might enjoy that. If you're still listening to this podcast, you must enjoy listening to me. Are we just all leaving? And I'm just gonna be me here with Jefferson?
I'm glad you guys finally became acquainted.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Didn't know his name for
Say it, Joel.
Stay casual. Is that it?
That's a wrap.
Oh man. Stay casual. Is that it?
That was like the best one yet.
Hey
guys, I even followed you onto the podcast too.
Well, Joel doesn't listen to our podcast. He just shows up and graces us with his presence and then leaves.
I've never listened to our podcast once.
That's all right. I have no illusions about the rest. I listen to it just so I can hear like what things went well and didn't go well.
I actually listen to it because it makes me fall asleep. Not because it's boring. I know what it. I know.
Screw you, Joel.
Ours, because I know what ours is, but like it's just calming. Like listening to you guys' voice. It's like these are my friends. I'm gonna fall asleep to the sounds of my friends.
Touching.
Oh,
I don't know
right.
where you
So
come
you-
from, but my friends, you don't want to fall asleep around them. You may wake up with something drawn on your face, or let's leave it at that.
Although I must admit, before we had Skype, I just used to pay my friends to whisper in my ear as I fell asleep. So I see where you're coming from.
Pass the time. So you guys actually have the day off in Australia, if everyone didn't know. Okay,
Yep.
so what national Australian holiday is it today?
Surprise, it's not national.
Oh, it's not
Easter.
national. Oh.
Easter. Good Friday.
Oh, Good Friday. Good Friday
Right.
is a holiday?
It is for us.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
This is the longest we get. We get Friday, obviously Saturday, Sunday, but in this case it's Easter Saturday and Easter Sunday, and also Easter Monday. So 4-day weekend.
Wow.
So hang on a minute. With your, like, high rate of
Religiosity?
Christianity and your Protestantism and stuff, you don't get Good Friday off?
Here's the thing about America. Taking time off means you must not work as hard, and therefore people don't. Government employees get, like 8 or 9 holidays each year. Most other businesses get the big ones, like you get Thanksgiving, you get Christmas. No one takes baby Jesus away from America. You always get Christmas. A lot of people don't get Christmas Eve though. But you always get Christmas. You get July 4th, of course. You get Memorial Day, Labor Day, anything that celebrates the troops. And then school kids get off things like Columbus Day, other stuff that's not a real holiday.
It's pretty bare bones, though.
Yeah. Most Americans don't really get to take that much vacation time. Like 2 weeks is pretty much the norm. And then very few holidays. So.
Okay, so let me blow your freaking minds, right?
All right,
In this
blow my
country,
mind.
the standard, despite, we get high wages and all that kind of jazz, we also get 4 weeks annual leave a year as standard. After you work either 7 or 10 years, you get 13 weeks off. It's called long service leave. It's a holdover from our colonial days when they would give you leave to go on a boat back to the UK and visit your family. We get heaps of public holidays. We've got amazing sick leave entitlements. So yeah, if
Video games are cheap here.
Wound already.
Salt in the
bastards.
wounds. Guns. Do you want us just to start pulling all our guns out now and our freedom?
Well, what I was going to say is, now that I've rubbed salt in the wound, go and spend far too much getting it fixed at hospital.
Ooh. You're very right about that. I think that's the only reason I won.
It was beautiful.
But that's what I wrote down. I don't know. It looked like it reversed it when I held it up to the camera, but I was like, wait, Joel's getting too excited about this. And he said we were coming back to Dark Souls, which is foreshadowing. And Joel's a director, so he'd know. Whoa. No, I'm not that happy to see you.
Joel is like, no. Like, Jeremiah, you know what you have to do for your copy of Dark Souls?
You win!
Now you earn it.
Hey there.
Oh, for those you guys,
I thought this game was supposed to ease you in. We're going in drunk.
For those of you guys that aren't watching the video, he missed out on Joel's magnificent director's edition crotch shot with his webcam.
Well, thank you, Joel, very much. I will greatly enjoy Dark Souls.
Interesting. This is on a video titled, I don't have the title here. It's from a video where I was doing jet stuff in Battlefield 3, killing people on the ground, and one guy just went off on me for like 15 minutes. He looked up my YouTube channel, got my first name, and was like calling me out by name in the chat, just raging. Most people were just laughing at that guy in that video, but I've got a certain number of viewers who are like, "Oh, you're a jet pilot in the game. Like, no one likes you. You should stop doing that to people." And so this is what the comment was. Why can the other players enjoy? Why can't he do it too? It's like he's too good. He ruined for the players that are noobs. So if it would that you said now, it was like...
Sounds like my English papers.
So if it would that you said now, it was like he's too good, kick him out of game, let him only play signal plier, then everybody would nerd and enjoy game.
I'm so tired now. Right now, I just say everything.
That's true. When it's that time of the night, it's like that fine line between am I awake, am I crazy, is life real? Like it's the delusionary. All right,
That's
well,
the prime time to play DayZ.
All right, thank you for being a part of the show.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. We really appreciate it, man. Have a good morning in Norway over there.
Have a good night, I guess.
Slap a seal for us.
See you around.
But they probably don't have seals where he lives. I don't know anything about Norway. I know nothing about Norway.
The comments here are amazing. Someone just put the Legend of DayZ. Battlefield DayZ Legacy.
Please tell me the comments so I can read them later. Like, tell me to do a Word document or something. I want to.
All right, we'll do it. We'll do it.
What really made me laugh about the one about the hire one more person comment is Bohemia just like bought out an entire studio of what was it, almost 60 people. And they're all working on just DayZ. Like, it's the amount of rage combined with the ignorance that just amuses DayZ.
No. You can't call people by your new proud name. You have to call them by your old slave name until we redeem you with $25,000.
Redeem me cash, redeem me hard.
One of the perks in there needs to be, or like if we get to a certain amount, Dave, we got to fly Dave to go get a hug from Rocket. I think Rocket would see this Kickstarter and be like, all right, I'll give him a hug.
This guy sounds like a loser. I'll do it. Is this like some Make-A-Wish Foundation thing? Is he a 6-year-old who
doesn't have
died?
cancer, but he does love you.
Unconditionally.
That's obviously apparent.
It would have you somewhere like really awkward too, like PAX, where everyone's like all smelly and sweaty. Yeah, give over hug.
Somebody says, if he refuses the DayZ name change, get him drunk and have him change it to Warzy.
He'll never not be drunk from then on. He'll just be sitting in his recliner crying every night.
The only question, Joel, is could you live with a charge of assisted suicide?
I would cry,
all right.
I would manage it.
As we wrap the podcast down, thank you everyone who's been listening to us for a year and a half now. It's been a year and a half, 50 awesome episodes. I can honestly say this has been one of the most fun things I've ever done, and I look forward to the next 50 or however long this thing goes for. I mean, what do you guys want to say before we shut it down?
I honestly didn't think we were going to get this far. And
the podcast wasn't going to get this far tonight specifically.
Look, Joel, just because you released 4 podcasts of your own in a week and then never any more doesn't mean that the rest of us can't actually maintain a podcast.
No, I'm just saying
Journalism for 1 week.
I actually have more. I have 5 more ready to release. I've honestly just been busy. But like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like just starting something like this, like, are we going to be able to make it? Is it going to be fun enough that we're going to want to keep doing, you know? And it's cool to see that we've still kept doing it, and it's awesome. I enjoy it. Yeah. It's fun. Something to look forward to doing, and heck, who knows? Maybe we'll all get to go to E3 one of these days when the Patreon makes $25,000, you know, a month. And we're all changing our names.
If it makes $25,000 a month, I think we're buying a jet.
Mine will be Half-Life 3. James will just be simply Loot. What's your name, Jeremiah?
What's my name going to be changed to?
The Monster.
Frenchie Libre says, as long as the writing for the Joel character remains this consistent, he'll tune in for a few more seasons. I'm going to close out the podcast instead of trusting it to one of you guys to say the wrong thing every time.
It'll be about seals, don't worry.
There used to be a great tower alone on the sea. You became the light on the dark side of me. Love remains one drug that's the high and not the pill. But did you know that when it snows, my eyes become large and the light that you shine can't be seen? There's your seal for you.
How does he know that many words?
I know the whole song.
Stay casual.
That's not casual at all.
Wow, Mark. Welcome to the Casual Shenanigans Gaming Podcast, a podcast all about everything PC gaming related. I'm one of your hosts this evening, Germ Gaming. I'm joined by Dave.
Hello, everyone. I am Dave.
It doesn't sound right, you talking quiet out of that large body.
What's up, Tars? Let's talk about games! We're back! Let me stretch out across you. I reach both ends with my arms. My hands the size of your head.
It's PC game in town.
Can we go now?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, cool.
Oh, it's
I sworn he said lose your shirt.
You know when we sell the blanket concept? Shirtless. It's like, what's under the blanket?
We were both shirtless and we just pulled it up like that.
What? I don't think it's one of those.
And then take your socks off and just pull it like up, like just right there.
You keep your socks on. You have some dignity.
Joel,
I've never seen that in a podcast. Like you're just talking and the screen blinks and just like you need to get up.
But Joel, what if I'm not wearing socks?
You've got little baby feet. What? Pick up your feet. Those are tiny little baby feet. Oh my gosh!
You are a monster.
I have bigger feet than you do, Dave.
The brownie has gimped me.
Yours looks softer and more delicate too. Yours are fine, Debbie. I didn't
Whatever. I'm a girl. I can take it.
You can take insults about your feet. I'm tough enough. Feminism did this for me. I can work in a factory and play sports and hear things about my feet.
That's what I do.
All right, let's start this.
No.
I want to talk about cannibalism. I had an experience just recently.
I'm going to say I bet a lot of people expected a different reveal.
Do I need to mute this so I can lie in court?
You have my attention.
You had my attention. Now you have my interest.
So I was filming an interview 2 days ago, a video where I work, and went to a new medical building, right? And we were waiting for someone to show up to do the interview, and we literally sat there for about 2 hours waiting. So this one guy who works there got the interview for us. He said, "Hey, do you want to go take a tour around the new medical facility?" I was like, "Sure." I was kind of bored, so I just left my camera sit in his office, and we just walked around. And this guy's been working there since it opened for like I don't know, maybe it's like eight or 9 months or a year. He's totally used to all the stuff that goes on here, right? So we're just walking through rooms. We just open a door, walk right in, and before I realize it, cadavers everywhere, right? Like everywhere. There's this
Suddenly cadavers.
There's a guy with headphones in, like stripping skin off a person, right? And I've seen dead people before. I've seen at funerals and stuff like that, like nice, in a casket and
with
everything.
Skin.
Yeah, with skin. Have any of you guys seen an actual like straight up dead person, like skin peeled off? Like
not skin peeled off. No, where do you think I live?
Think of the movie The Mummy. Like when the mummy first got resurrected and they had no skin. I mean, that is exactly how it looked. It was weird, but the guy he opened. He goes, he's like he goes.
User joined your channel.
Hey, I'm sorry. I probably should have asked you if if this is all right with it. And I told James we like the show Supernatural. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna channel the Sam and Dean right now. I'm just an FBI agent, just walking. I'm just gonna pretend I'm totally okay with this. But inside, I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna get sick in a couple seconds. But I was like, no, I'm gonna say yes to this. So I walked in. People were like, I mean, it was the grossest thing I've ever seen. Like people had their hands like reaching inside, like right on the front where the nuts are, and just peeling stuff back, like tendons. And he picked up the knee and he's like moving the knee into the joints. Oh, he peeled off the front of the kneecap. And he was like, "Hey, do you ever want to see what this looked like?" And I'm like, and I was like, I am not gonna show fear here, because I was like, this is gross, So I was like, oh yeah, I've always wanted to look. And I was like, the smell was really nasty. I mean, it was really, really awful. But then, I was like, I secretly wanted to be like, can we please leave? But I was like, no, I'm not. I'm going all in. The guy
to the cadavers.
Yeah.
Going all into the cadavers.
So he pulls out plastic gloves. And he puts them on. He starts touching. He's like, he hands me a pair of gloves. I was like, what is he expecting me to like touch? I was like, all right, put it on. And I'm just
wait. You do it like that. Like you're going.
Hey there, Mr. Man.
It's like a puppet.
No. I picked up the arm. I could tell it was a really, really old lady. And oh man, it was a weird experience. It was a weird experience.
You don't say.
But Okay, but
circle this back around to cannibalism in a way that doesn't make me call the cops, please.
Okay, to be honest, I mean, you know what like chicken looks like, and the dark meat on chicken looks like, right? Yeah. Like especially think of the dry after it's been sitting out on a day.
I'm learning things I didn't want to learn tonight.
100%. I like if someone cut a piece off of that, put it on a plate, and they like if it didn't smell nasty, and no one told me, I would have thought it's chicken, 100%. And I was thinking as I was sitting there, I'm like, if I was terribly hungry, like starving to death, there was some dead person, I was like that bad. I was like, I can kind of understand cannibals now.
That's
like,
the first thing
we
you
freaking
thought
look
of?
like chicken. I was like, what the crap?
Joel's not fascinated by the intricacies of the way the human body is made. No, he's thinking about, I can eat that.
Who cares how it works? That looks pretty edible.
What are we doing?
This totally beats
waiting for
our
your
usual
video to
intro.
come back.
Is it seriously not back up?
Yeah. James, leave the call and come back in.
Yeah, try that.
Ah, these people. So while he's gone, you guys agree we're voting him out, right? Like this is his last.
Yeah, I mean, he probably hears us right now. Let's just talk about
I'm
it.
so sick of
I mean, his voice too. It's so frustrating.
And he's
Just
old,
like,
guys. He's old.
I know. I mean, he's like 30 years older. Oh, hey, James. And he left again.
And he's back. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Casual Shenanigans Gaming Podcast. What's up, you filthy casuals? Welcome to the Casual Shenanigans Drinking Cast. I'm Jerem Gaming, one of your hosts, and I'm joined by the not-so-evil Viking 13, currently enjoying Mexicoma.
And a Hellraiser.
Hellraiser IPA. We are also joined by Wildcard, Joel.
Heyo!
And we're joined by Debbie.
Debbie's too drunk to even talk.
She's not quite hugging a chip bag drunk.
We'll get there.
I forgot she did that. I'm sorry, I'm totally laughing at your wife. That's really funny.
She just looks all the brain.
No, she was leaning, like holding the chip bag. I was like, what is going on?
And we're also joined by the wives and John.
Hey, John. Hey, guys.
Alright, so
John's
tonight...
first words in the podcast, actually. A really inappropriate hey.
He's so excited about it.
Please don't find me. I'm toasty.
You can follow us at Casual Shenanigans, at Germ Gaming, at Evil Viking on Twitter. You can write into casualshenanigans@gmail.com. We hope to talk more about H1Z1 in the coming weeks as we play more of it.
Yes!
And because Debbie is our H1Z1 expert, can you take us out this week? That's not the ending of the podcast.
Oh.
Wait, I wanted to say something about the reviews.
Slap a goat.
Can I say something about the reviews for like a second, please?
Alright.
Are you guys gonna rush? Oh, you guys are gonna leave?
Joel
right
can
after
say
this?
that, and then Debbie, you're doing a proper ending. Take it seriously.
Like, what kind of proper ending?
Do you ever listen to the ending of the podcast?
I do, but I don't like it.
Alright, well, after it's mean.
It's mean.
Stay casual is mean.
Oh, I thought it slap a seal.
That's not the real ending.
It's becoming more popular.
That
Slap a
got
seal is better.
Why?
Or
Because it's freaking retarded and it's funny and people remember it.
Alright, Joel, talk about the reviews real quick.
I was looking at the podcast and I was like, oh, I wonder if we got any reviews, because the last time I looked was like over a year and a half ago. And I was like, looking at the reviews, I was like, wow, there's like people that enjoy this podcast. It was just kind of surprising, like people
You know people do listen to this.
No,
right?
I know that.
Live,
I know that. Like I know that. I mean, people obviously send emails.
Joel, how many
and
people
want to
do you
know
think
about tech
How many
crap.
people do you think listen to the podcast? Each episode. on
At
average.
least 12.
Alright. Thanks, Joel.
I'm saying the reviews are pretty cool. I was reading them, I was like, thanks people for enjoying the podcast. It's kind of awesome.
We
So.
do appreciate it. We really appreciate that you guys enjoy the podcast.
I wish they would start a podcast so I can just review them and be like, you guys are nice people.
Alright. I don't feel like your podcast would stay like that for long. Joel just says nice things about you.
I subscribe.
If Joel could make through a whole podcast just saying nice things about people for more than one episode, I would love to watch that. Alright, Debbie, can you take us out properly?
And as always, folks, stay casual.
Hold on, I'm gonna make a loud noise so I can find this later. Can you restart it?
Bro dream.
Get ready. Hello and welcome to Casual Shenanigans Gaming, a podcast all about PC gaming.
I don't know if I want to share this. With his incredibly dry sense of humor, his deep, sensual voice, and the way he'd always make sure to text me if we were about to run on our mission, to show me he really cared. So I was hoping, and even if you can't due to copyright rules, even if the spirit of my bond with Steven, if you, Joel, in your best Kenny Loggins voice, could sing Danger Zone for Buddy and Honey Steven, thank you, from Ben.
Let it rip.
Highway to the danger zone. Bow, bow, bow. Highway to the danger zone.
There you go.
Yes, it's glorious.
Oh my!
I'm sure you have to pledge by like a cent, so screw you.
Yeah, it was like 50 cents.
No, I do not.
Well, you might win one right now. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, this is not a question. This is a 50-50 choice. Joel, what are you and Dave about to do?
Okay, you're going to be betting on racehorses today, okay? Dave and I are the racehorses. And, okay, so I was on vacation and I found these bacon soda. And I got one for Dave. And
Thanks, buddy.
I was like, Dave, we got to do something on the podcast. It's ridiculous. So you have to decide, or you have to choose, who do you think is going to be able to drink this entire thing the fastest? Okay, so if you choose correctly, then you can choose me, and I win, you get the nebula. If you choose wrong, then you just watch two adult men drink bacon soda.
Which isn't a bad thing.
And then you get bad rats or whatever it is.
Dude, this smells like bacon strips.
Okay,
what the heck?
I gotta open it.
Oh,
They're not just gonna down it. They're gonna get a little taste so they can see.
Get a little taste first. Each of you
They
take a
got
little
it.
taste.
sample sip. It smells like bacon strips, like greasy bacon strips.
Wait, Dave, save time. Hold on.
Okay.
We got
Joel, smell it first. Smell it.
All right.
Smell it first.
Oh, dude, it does smell like that.
All right, sample sip together.
There's a tiny sip.
Right.
Oh god.
That's not good at all. That's disgusting.
Dude, it tastes like bacon bits, or like bacon. Sorry, bacon. Like
Bacon strips. The smell of bacon strips is what this tastes like. This does not taste like bacon. This tastes like grease.
Y'all get your fixins.
All right, Boxfish.
Y'all get your beta shots. This is disgusting.
Chugging a bacon soda.
I'm gonna go with Dave.
Okay, now before you choose.
Nope. Hey, nope.
Oh.
But
he's got to make his own choices.
I'm just gonna set him up. Oh. I had taco bake for dinner, so like a huge serving of taco bake.
So let's bet on who's gonna puke first.
Oh man, just aim away from the computer.
All right, the rules are you have to swallow it. You have to be able to open your mouth, tongue out towards the camera. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Boxfish, you still going with Dave?
Yeah, I'm believing in you, Dave.
All right.
Oh crap.
All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, this is. I wish I had more music to go with this.
Dave took the first break.
Yeah. Oh, wait, this is radio. There's all these.
I'm
audio
seeing
listeners.
it delayed too, so it's so
That's true.
suspenseful.
Oh, Joel's going. Oh, Joel's sucking it down. Dave, go faster. Go faster, Dave. Don't laugh. Don't laugh, Dave. Oh my gosh, Joel can swallow so much. Joel wins. Joel wins.
That's disgusting.
God.
That is disgusting.
Dave.
Oh, the aftertaste is even worse.
Dave, you made it like a third of the way through.
Come on.
I kept laughing.
Finish, bro. Finish.
Joel, you were committed.
Finish, bro.
And now the
Finish.
chug of shame.
Oh, Dave, that looks truly vile.
I'm regretting those 2 servings of iced coffee.
Oh, Dave looks very unhappy right now. You'll see how it looks, and there'll be other logos that look like that because we are going to be expanding into some other things in the future slowly. Now,
Kickstarter products, yay!
Wouldn't that be great if the whole build up for tonight was Joel has a new Kickstarter?
Casual Shenanigans, the Kickstarter.
We need to raise $70,000 to build a special trailer to record the podcast in. The entire roof and walls are LEDs. The lighting will be perfect.
But because we don't live close together, we're actually building a monorail system specifically for us.
We could do a jet podcast
I
where
don't know
we
if
just
you know
do
how
it
much
from
monorails cost,
50,000
Joel, but
feet.
$70,000 would be like 1 foot of monorail.
Joel's riding like a little metal pipe.
I don't think that would even build you like a zip
People
line.
driving by and he says,
It's like a Donkey Kong cart on like a rickety track. Why does it have loops? What do we get?
We'll be doing the Kickstarter for the monorail system later. But for now,
we get a free pass.
I had a really, really weird dream. Jeremiah, you were in it.
Good.
And Shane was in it.
Oh, who's Shane? Who is Shane?
Ultra Grunt. And
Ultra Grunt in the chat right now?
I don't know.
The one who's coming to see us in a few weeks?
Yeah, the one that's coming. So, it was right at me and Shane and Amelia, we all played Halo for a couple hours, and Steven as well. But I think we just played so long, Halo's on my mind. But the weird dream was nothing about Halo. I was like, what the heck? I woke up like, what the F? So it was me and Ultra Grunt. We were driving in a vehicle, like you know those rocky cliff, like Italy, like roads that you see, you drive right off a cliff into the ocean. We're driving freaking fast. Cowboy music is playing. Okay. So I'm driving.
Specific.
Shane's just sitting there, and I think it was like the perspective of watching GTA, where you're just sitting there and the people are just doing this or waving and giving the finger out the window. We weren't even talking. We were just flying down the road. We crashed through the guardrails. We're flying into the clouds, and we're like, we're gonna die. All of a sudden, Jeremiah just goes, he busts through the top of the car.
You're making this up.
I'm not.
Are you serious?
I'm not. You bust through the top, land, and you're like, mods can fix this, bitch. And you're like, do the shit, and we just drive right back on the road. And I just remember hearing rocks crumble, and then I woke up, and I was just like, what the crap?
That's so relevant. What on earth?
But he was just like, mods can fix. I was just like, what in the world? But the weirdest part is, I don't remember where Shane went. I think you slid into his seat and he just disappeared. But it
Probably went back to the UK because of those weird ass Americans.
He's like, yeah, I'm out. This is.
It was so funny because I was like, it was so weird. You just like shifted like Furious 7, and you were just like, whoa, right from the clouds back onto the road. I was like,
do you want to give some background on the whole bro dream thing?
All right, thank you everybody for coming out. A Merry Christmas or a Happy Holidays or a Happy Kwanzaa or a Merry Allah Akbar if that's your inclination. I don't really know what the Muslim equivalent
that's
is.
not how that goes.
Wow.
Cut the feed. That's going into episode 150.
Oh boy.
All right,
Slap a
guys.
seal. Allah Akbar.
No, that's not just a terrorist thing, Joel. Welcome to Cultural Sensitivity Hour with Joel. Which is actually it's a
What
game.
a weekend.
It's a game about people who have been getting like fingered in a crime, like set up for a crime. But that's not what I thought when Debbie sent me the link earlier today. I was like, I don't think we're going to be giving that to anybody. I mean, I don't know if it's better or worse than Shower with Your Dad Simulator. Tyler bought a bunch of them. He keeps trying to give them to people.
Is it multiplayer?
Shower with Your Dad? No!
That's a missed opportunity.
Is it?
Shower with your friend's dad.
Oh!
It would just be funny. It's just all everyone's just walking in the shower, slapping each other's butts with towels. Come on. I play that
Thank you,
multiplayer
everybody
game.
else, for just being awkwardly quiet while Joel incriminates himself.
Speaking of friendship, Joel.
Here we go.
I was gonna read one to you.
You were just telling me.
That's not what friendship's about.
Hey, buddy.
Come on.
We're friends.
All right. Would you rather crap your pants in public once a year for the rest of your life? Once you reach a certain age, that's probably more of a women. Or would you rather crap yourself in private every day for the rest of your life?
One more time. The first one.
Would you rather crap your pants in public once a year?
Now, is this
a day
once
that
a
you
year?
know of? Easy.
But,
Wait. Do you know
doesn't
this
say.
day, or just anytime a random surprise?
But
If it was a plan
at
day?
your house, why don't you just crap yourself? You just climb into the
every day.
shower, just waffle stop it down the drain.
Waffle stuff? What is that?
You ever heard of that?
No.
You take a poop in the shower because then you can just clean your butthole, and then you just stomp the poop through the drain.
Does he do this?
I would never do such a thing, landlords who are in the same room.
I'm sure while you're waffle stomping, John's waffle stomping.
Raising the poos.
Oh my god.
That's called the aftermath.
I would definitely do the public one.
Really? Once a year?
I would almost treat it as a fun little different thing that happens to my life.
Okay, you're different than...
I mean, because I've already experienced it once, so...
You didn't crap your pants, though. You just crapped a junkyard.
Oh, there was some. There was some. Really? Yeah, there
The
was
truth comes out. A little slower than the poop did.
Does everyone know this story?
Yeah, when we were filming Norman, a big scene, we were in a junkyard.
How big was it?
It was a big scene. And we got like through 7 hours of just intense, nonstop shooting.
All of us were running around.
And I felt sick almost the whole time, but I just wanted to keep going, and I don't know, like, it would kind of come and go, ebb and flow. Well, this time it flowed. I ran behind some crappy old car, and I just let loose. I could barely contain it, like trying to pull off the pants as it's coming.
So now it really is a crappy old car.
Yeah, it is a crappy old car.
Did you ever tell anybody, or just assume it's a junkyard?
It's a junkyard. Yeah, it's just.
Let's go back a little bit.
It was just a little. Yeah, it was already embarrassed enough, but there was fecal matter everywhere.
We knew that part, though, but I didn't know there was some.
There was residual. That's why I sat in the back seat.
Residual
on the back.
You didn't bring toilet paper with you. What are you gonna do?
I know.
That's when you use your underwear and throw it far away.
Light it on fire. And
it was just like.
But was it residual or was it a precursor?
It was a little bit of both.
Okay, that's it. I didn't even know.
These are things I could have done the rest of my life.
If there was a shower, I would have been using that new learned technique of waffle stomping.
His butt is only so strong, guys.
Waffle stomp off the walls.
It's not a waffle, it's just a squeegee at that point. Would you rather use sandpaper as toilet paper? Or hot sauce as eye drop?
Okay, this supposed to be unappealing.
Interesting.
I don't realize I'm going, but I started doing that like 5-6 years ago because I like seeing the reaction out of people when they just ask me like, like, oh, are you interested? I'm like, no, I just make that sound. So
okay,
I just
so sandpaper as toilet paper or hot sauce as eye drops?
Oh, sweet mercy. No. Sandpaper.
All day long.
I mean, if you're just, waffle stomping, who cares? Waffle stomping for life.
That boy loves showers.
Okay. Thinking now how I hurt my back, that would have been really useful. It sucked.
How? Waffle stomping or sandpaper?
No, not sandpaper, the waffle stomping part. Because like my back hurt so much it really hurt to like even turn to try wiping myself. It sucked. So waffle stomping would have been really useful.
Joy, please tell us you did not have to participate.
No, she didn't. I suffered through it.
No, you know there's a shortcut to get your anus, right? You can go straight down.
Yeah.
You don't have to go around. You can go straight down. It's
when
there
your back
too.
hurts, you can't barely move. Both directions are crap.
Both directions are crap.
It was either it sucked really bad.
I have a.
You need a bidet. Get a bidet.
Yeah, that would have been useful.
You get an attachment for.
But now, thank you for the waffle stomping.
That's not a good suggestion.
It's a last resort, but it would have been better than like my back hurting. Like I was crying.
I will never take another shower in your damn bathroom again. You're doing this all the time.
Joel's like, last resort. It'll be 1 week from now. He'll be like, I'm
never going back.
Look how much time I save in the mornings.
Once you shit in the crack, you never go back.
It's just so efficient.
Joel, that night that you thought that rock was your pants.
What? We're gonna need a little context.
I remember this.
We were, I forget what town we were in, but there was some guy that was sniping.
He shot
and we were trying to
Jeremiah.
get position on him, and for some reason you like took off your pants for something.
Normal.
You're looking at the ground,
advantages.
like where did they go? I guess they just disappeared. when you showed us the footage, you remember you were ashamed. You didn't want anybody to know, but you were looking at these rocks on the ground.
What happened at the time? Rocks like pebbles would spawn in loot spawn points. Rocks were like one of the new things you use to like make knives and stuff, and they were accidentally added to the loot table, so they would spawn like in houses and stuff. Joel, you had like been like injured in the gunfight when Jeremiah got shot, so you needed a bandage, but you like use up all your bandages. So you're like, well, maybe I can take my pants off and just rip those into bandages, and took your pants off, and they like spawned to the floor below you. But you looked behind you, and there were like rocks that had spawned inside the house, like the game had spawned them. And you sent me your footage. You kept looking at the rocks. And you asked me later, you're like, I kept wanting to ask you guys if there's a possibility that my pants are turning into rocks, but I was too ashamed to actually ask.
Yeah. I was like, you like, just laugh because you're not, I'm like, you're going to think I'm just bullshitting you, but I'm like, seriously, I think my pants turned into rocks.
There was also in that same night was
rocks were right behind.
Maybe I'm the only person this has ever happened to, but I was taking a pee. And let's just say I yawned, right? I was yawning.
Joel, wait, let me ask you, was it morning?
No.
At what age were you? I feel like that's important context.
This was a couple of weeks ago? No. Okay. So I was yawning, and there was splashback, and I was like, my mouth feels wet. I'm like, oh god. I just sat there. I was like, I didn't want to close my mouth. I was so scared. I was like, So I had my mouth open, and I'm like, I yawned. I was taking a pee, and then I yawned. That's not like a crazy thing to do.
Okay, all right.
I'm sure people have yawned before while taking a piss.
But you kept your mouth open. Splash that high.
It's never happened before, so I was like, what? Like, I was just wondering, like, was that, like, you know how your mouth can, like, it can squirt out a little bit, like, under your tongue or whatever? Some people could do it on cue. I can't do that. But
yeah.
I didn't know if it was maybe that, but it did not taste like spit. I was like, So I'm like, but here, I'm like finishing
Joel,
pee, so I'm like,
sitting?
I had my, no, I wasn't sitting. I was at a urinal.
Standing?
I was standing, yeah.
But it wasn't public? But it wasn't morning?
What?
But
it wasn't morning. It was like 2 in the afternoon.
I'm actually more impressed than anything.
Yeah, so
that's a high flow rate.
My mouth is open. I didn't want to close it. I had to like zip up. I'm like right over to I just ran over, and I'm like,
Tell me you wash your hands first, though.
Yeah, I did. But oh my gosh,
I was imagining you trying to wash your hands with your mouth still open.
Okay, it was like that. I was going quick because I didn't want to swallow. I was just like,
Joel, can you draw a diagram of how this happened?
It felt like enough, like, I don't know, it'd be like a tiny, like, dollar store squirt gun, like going, like a tiny little spray. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it was gross. I was like, Joel, that's
like a couple, like,
that's not a splash. That's a ricochet.
I was not expecting that.
Did you just miss the toilet completely and hit the lid or something?
I don't know. It was just like I hit the corner at the perfect way. I don't know.
That's a Rocket League bounce there.
There was some lag involved.
So
yes, I do know.
Still better than a Corona.
Yes, still better.
Joel, wait, did you go back and try it after?
That should be like your official like review, Joel. Like go on Amazon, like review a pack of Corona. Like I pissed in my mouth, still preferred it to this. You have perfect like review ammunition now. Wow.
Does Joey know this story? Oh, okay.
No.
All right.
Stay tuned next week for Joel eats his own shit by accident.
Now, here's what's maybe more funny is the fact that these things happen, and it's only now the way he said pee. I was like, oh yeah, this happened to me. Like, I came home, I didn't remember that even happened.
You suppressed it. Like everyone was.
He sat in the corner chugging Seagrams going, it's just a normal afternoon. Nothing different. Everything's fine. Oh, man. Well, thank you for sharing.
I'm gonna go pee right now to see how that happens. I don't know how you can miss
I'm
that
not.
bad.
Just beware. It could happen to you next at any moment.
I don't, Joe. I don't want to sound
Joel,
mean. I'm
I'm way older than you. It's never happened in my entire
I was
damn
saying, like,
life.
I've made it a pretty, like, I know that there's a chance. There's always a chance, but I
now,
like
are you
my
gonna
odds.
think twice next time? You're like, I'm thinking about yawning, and you're like, nope, holding that yawn in.
You're just gonna use a deflecting hand.
Oh, you guys just don't hold your breath in the bathroom the entire time just in case? That's totally normal. Just don't breathe.
Oh man.
No, I can't breathe.
I'll be honest. I don't really know how to wrap the show up right now.
Yeah.
Joel, I want you to. Can you please draw a picture of not the member?
Why are you so interested in what Joel's dick was doing
I
during
don't care
this?
about his dad. I wonder how the piss could have bounced off the seat and gone all the way up to his mouth.
I think what happened was, think of the bottom of the urinal, right? It juts out.
Was it a urinal or a toilet?
It was a urinal.
It was a urinal.
Okay.
Wait, you did. Wait, you did this in public?
It was at a public restroom, yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like,
That's why I was laughing so hard, because I'm imagining him having to wash his hands before he can wash his mouth out. So he's like waddling over to the sink, like, wash my
I'm
hands.
thinking this is at your house where you're alone and you're like dealing with this.
No.
But you did this in public?
No, I said I was at work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
my
Maybe you
goodness.
missed it. Maybe you thought I was just at home working or something. No, this was definitely at work. Yeah, and I'm freaking out in the bathroom. My theory is that.
Go on.
I feel like it's starting to get inappropriate now, like really inappropriate.
Starting to get
it's getting
inappropriate.
Well, there's a level of poop and pee jokes I feel like that are acceptable by most people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's pretend like that doesn't exist. Keep going.
Joel, were you playing lightsabers?
No. I'm wondering if there was like
Were you playing Sink the U-boat?
Sometimes
You trying to write your name on the urinal wall?
Were you playing You Need a Snickers?
Don't cross the streams, Joel.
I'm thinking there might have been like. I'm sure this is not. It can't be only me.
Joel, I think on a regular basis, only Joel. Only Joel.
Although,
Like, have you ever had? We're gonna go, Dave.
Speaking of only Joel, the chat has pointed out that it's likely that it wasn't just your splashback. Probably communal splashback.
What I was gonna say
That's
is
a lot of DNA in your mouth, son.
You have that jutting part that comes out, right?
Yeah.
Well,
That's called your penis.
no. When you're peeing, if let's say you miss, you angle to the left or right. I'm thinking if it hit that side, it hit right into the groove, kind of like
it half piped up.
If you're washing dishes and you hit that right side, and it kind of spray back at you a little bit, but. That's a pretty bad miss. Like you have to have pretty bad aim, and so I think what happened was. I don't know.
Keep going. No, sorrow.
Carry on.
Come on, has this ever happened where you
I've never accidentally pissed in my mouth.
But go on.
have you ever had where it starts as a it starts as a slight double stream with one stream. Okay, I think I had that problem for a second and one missed. Like
One of the
bad
twin
cross-eye
snakes
or something. Yeah,
One of the twin snakes double crossed you.
They usually
But
go
I
like
think,
that. They don't go.
one beam hit the edge wrong and came back.
Joel's been betrayed by little Joel.
Now, let me just say, that's never happened to me. But from a physics standpoint, I'm normally coming in at a different attack angle where I don't feel like that's something I honestly have to worry about.
Joel is being close to your height. That's never happened to me.
Thank you, lucky stars, every day, James.
What I'm curious is how is this going to affect you going forward? Like, are you switching up your technique?
I'm definitely going to think twice about opening my mouth to yawn, honestly. I'll remember that. I'll be like, oop, I know what happened last time.
Well, I mean, you just want to perfect the technique more than fix, like, you don't want to fix up top. You need to fix it down under.
Like
what
I
if
said,
it hits you like
I
in
mean,
your chest or
you're
something? You have
okay
to walk
with it
back to
hitting
your
your
desk
closed
going,
mouth?
this is pee on my shirt. There's pee on my shirt. I'm at
I'm
work.
just saying you can't control that second stream that.
I've never gotten pee on my shirt either.
I mean, I don't.
I mean, if you close your...
You've never gotten pee on yourself ever?
Not saying I never gotten pee on myself.
Okay, even
ever.
just on your shirt.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever peed on my shirt.
You peed above your shirt.
The bar has been raised. The pee has been raised.
I challenge you out there, listeners.
I'm just
if
imagining.
you don't want to do the drink water challenge, can you hit the top of your head?
And this is why you should be drinking soda, because your stream doesn't go all over the place with the purity.
I'm just imagining now, if anyone ever talks to Joel in the restroom from here on out, they'll get no actual verbal response because his jaw will be locked. He'll be like,
He'll just be going,
I will never stand next to you at a urinal.
Not unless
knowing
those
what could
walls are
possibly
tall.
happen.
Yeah. I'm going to look at the wall. If the wall's not at least at chin height, I'm like,
You got to be 2 stalls over and a wall.
Well, those are the men rules anyway.
Yeah.
But thank
Wow.
you for being courageous enough to share that with us, Joel.
You're welcome.
I'm just realizing now that this is information that I probably can't ever forget, and
I don't think my life is better because of this, but
I definitely judge you more.
I have greatly enjoyed learning it.
I haven't.
Like I love how you say, like, you know, like the gentleman's rule, like you always do one side. But I like going against that rule and going to the close one.
Joel,
and
you've
just
officially
grunting really loud when you like go number 2.
You've officially taken one for the team.
I know.
We will never do that. Thank you. Every day at work, I'm like, made it another day without going.
I have been thinking about it more, Joel, and I'm still nowhere close to peeing in my mouth. But you've made me more conscious of it. So your awareness, you spread awareness about mouth pissing.
It's like Joel,
I'm going to DC, boys. Like on my flag.
When it comes to like
Close your mouth in the bathroom. That's the real bathroom.
No. The government needs to make better urinals that like ricochet better. Like, you know.
My question is, Joel, like yellow ribbons are like already taken, like the remembrance ribbons. What color is like the don't pee in your mouth ribbon? Like spotted yellow, maybe.
I you know, like the riot masks. Put the riot mask over a penis. There we go. That's
Why don't you just put it over your face to protect your face?
That just went really weird.
Why are you putting it on the penis?
No, that's
strap it in tight.
No, that's the symbol. You were saying the symbol. I want to say what I was actually going to do.
Of our movement.
Do a ribbon.
Yeah, the symbol of our movement.
Logo.
I kind of want you to do an experiment. You know, like you like on a website, you can have like a heat map of where people click. I kind of want you to wear like a hazmat that like takes like dyes a certain color when it gets hit with like liquids, and just see where all it could possibly hit with from what angle.
That's actually kind of interesting. Now, what if you
horrifying? You're gonna walk out of the bathroom and you have little flecks all over you. You'll be like, I was in there for 30 seconds. Why?
Oh no.
So I've actually got a good chunk of Joel's 90 seconds this week because, first of all, shout out to Ben, who is listening to this right now, because this story involves him, one of Joel's good friends. We I'm not going to shut up. I'm going to tell the whole story. We were all traveling with Joel a few weekends ago to help him film a short film. I drove a couple hours on my own in my car, which was full of battery acid, so I'm like losing brain cells as I drive because I battery spilled in the back. We all get up to this town in the mountains to help Joel film. We're getting set up, and Joel got like a permit to film at this like rundown old railroad depot. So we're just about to start filming. I'm there again. Joel's our director and has the permit and everything. And Ben is there as well. And I used to work with Ben too. Ben is awesome. And Joel's known Ben since they were kids. Like, if you think of like Calvin and Hobbes level like friendship, that's Ben and Joel. Like adventures in the forest, like classic childhood friends. Like, I understand that. But here's what Joel did. We're all set up to film. And a couple of the people from the town where we got the permit from show up to just like check out the filming, just see what's going on. And Joel goes to do introductions, and he's got his camera rig on his shoulder, and I'm standing there with like a clipboard. I still smell like battery acid from the drive up. I got up at 7 a.m. on a Saturday too. I just want to remind you, Joel. I don't do that. And then I drove for 2 hours. I don't like driving either.
You know you didn't do it fully for me, Dave. It was trains.
Yeah,
it was trains that rose you from the grave.
I wanted to explore the train yard, sure. So I'm standing there holding like the extra copy of the script and some pens and some like hand warmers because it was so cold out there. And Ben's got like another copy of the script and he's got some of the audio equipment and we're both just there to be production assistants basically. And I'm standing there with the clipboard. Joel is standing with the 2 people from the town who want to look at the filming, and Ben's kind of standing over next to our prop car. And Joel's saying, "Oh, this is my actor so-and-so, this is our other actor so-and-so, they're here for the film." And he goes, "And this is my best friend." And he looks right at me. "This is my best friend." And then he leans back around me and goes, "Ben." He leans all the way back. Ben. And I can see it on his face, like he realized, like, oh crap. I just like tried to like push Dave out of the way so they can see Ben, my best friend. So then I see his eyes like, oh, and this is my awesome friend, Dave.
It's like something out of Family Guy.
So I just couldn't resist. I just called him out on this one. I'm like, "Joel, did you just lean around me to point at your best friend, Ben?" And Joel's eyes get really big. He goes, "I did!" As Joel does. I lost it. Like, again, Ben and Joel, Calvin and Hobbes, our friendship. I can't compete with that, but that was hilarious. Like, I told Joel today I was getting ready to tell this story. I was like, "Joel, if you had been closer, you would have actually like pushed me out of the way. Like, oh, that's my best friend over there, Ben. Dave, get out of the way. Like, if you'd been close enough to push me, you would have just." So,
embarrassing.
And
let me tell you about my best friend, Dave. Get out of the way. Not him.
And just the icing on the brownie. And this is actually related to Joel. Just a few days later, I had just told John the story, and me and Joel and John worked together. You know where this is going, Joel.
I'm
just
trying to
a few
remember.
days after he betrayed me with this best friend push out of the way, we went, got lunch down at the cafeteria. We played. Shut up, Joel. I'm telling you. We played a game of Gwent. I destroyed Joel as usual, so he's like a little bit bitter. And Joel's like, I'm feeling kind of crappy today. Let's go get some coffee. I'm gonna go get some coffee. You want to come just hang out while we get some coffee? I'm like, yeah, I still got some lunchtime left. Let's just go get coffee. I don't want anything, but I'll come hang out. So we're in line chatting, and Joel gives himself a little Starbucks coffee from the coffee shop. He's like, yeah, let me get a brownie too. So we're talking. We head back up to the office, walking together, talking about the Gwent games. I was like, I didn't play well today. Like, I got this headache. Hopefully this coffee helps. He walks with me back into the office, turns left into the aisle where John works, walks up to John, says, "Hey John, you know, I haven't seen much today. I bought you a brownie. Just want to let you know, you're a good friend." And he sits on the desk. I'm standing behind Joel. I'm like, "You bastard! I was standing right behind you the whole time. Like, I just played Gwent with you and stood in line behind you while you bought John a friendship brownie." It was a gluten-free one. Like, and the great part was, Joel, you like forgot I was even walking with you. You just like turned off. I'm just standing there at the end of the aisle. You're just like, "Hey John, bought you a brownie." You just left me behind.
There has to be a different level for like you know, when you're like, you like a girl and you get friend zoned. This has to be like a new level with like a friend zone of a friend zone or something.
Oh man, it's
sorry.
It's great 'cause, like, I don't care, but man, it makes a good story. I laughed so hard. I called him out there too in front of John, and John's like, "Did you really just buy me a brownie like in front of Dave?" I did. So that's my stories today of how Joel is not good at the social interaction.
Oh man.
Next to it, Joel will be like, "Yeah, I was gonna go to this train museum, but I couldn't think of anybody to go with me, so I decided not to go." Dave's like, "What the? I'm done."
So at this point, it's become like a running gag where whenever Joel's like, "Oh, I can't do this or that," I'm like, "Oh, sorry, is that activity for best friends only? Is that what's happening right now?" Like, whenever possible, I gotta bring it up now.
There are different levels of friends. Best friends, brownie friends.
I'm none of the above.
Jeremiah, you say that, but now you want to know what level friends we are. Though. You're like, am I in the awesome friends category?
I haven't even been a part of these discussions, so I guess that tells me a lot.
I mean, maybe I'd get brownies if I'd occasionally let Joel win a game of Gwent. Maybe that's how that works.
Yeah, I'm just
Shane said you were Joel zoned.
That's pretty good. Oh, good. I'm glad we have a term for that now. We can use nonstop.
I was getting coffee and I was like, oh, gluten-free brownie. I'm like, I bet John doesn't get brownies very often because gluten and all that crap. I was like, I'll get this for John. And yeah, Dave's sitting right behind. I didn't think for a second. I was like, oh yeah, because Dave was just talking about recently about like, hey, remember that time he called me an awesome friend?
And see, Joel,
I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. Bye, brownie.
Joel, and that's the best part though, is we know that you don't mean anything by it, but it happens so consistently. It's Joel's sweet nothings. They stab you right in the heart.
I'm so sorry.
That sweet betrayal was worth it for this fantastic story that I will never let you live down.
Oh, damn it.
Oh.
Going into the void.
Where'd that song come from?
What's behind that door?
What's in the void?
Close the Oblivion gate. Close it.
There's something in the void.
What? I'm sorry. What's in the void?
The drive home was literally miserable. This week has been kind of miserable outside of the Norman stuff that's been exciting.
I'm sorry, man. Because I know I have not been contributing.
Well,
to...
there's a lot more that goes on that's even outside of work related to some stuff that something happened to a friend of mine.
Oh,
pretty rough. There's been a lot on my mind, but it's just been like, yeah, project after project and stuff. It's been really great because it's been supporting a lot of awesome stuff for Norman stuff and our moving and everything. But it's just been rough. But on the way home, I'm like, because I just barely got here for the podcast because I was working on an app thing for tonight. I go to Taco Bell thing. I'll just get a burrito. I get a burrito.
Oh, you must have really been having a bad day.
Yeah.
Had a bad day worse.
I was like, you know what? Ooh, Baja drink. I haven't had this in forever. I'm going to get some Baja with the Mountain Dew. So I was like, because I barely made it here, I'm like, all right, I'll just eat it in the car.
So you're drinking fresh Mountain Dew and a burrito from Taco Bell in the car.
Joel, just drive to our house. I'll give you a hug. I'll hold you.
So I'm eating it. I'm eating it, right?
After the burrito and the Mountain Dew, Jeremiah, you might not want to hold him for a little while.
Yeah, no. Well, no, actually, I don't feel sick from it, but basically,
yeah,
I'm eating half of the burrito. Was that James from The Void?
Yeah,
from The Void.
Great. I love that that's a thing now. The notes are even going around my head now. From the void.
It's like, what's the word for those? When you have a thought that's like you don't want to have it. It's like a
intrusive thoughts.
Intrusive
naughty thoughts.
That's Joel's intrusive thought voice. Deeds. Like it could all be over. It's like that's really dark, but also kind of pleasant.
Kill them all. You have the power.
What if you just don't break?
A trigger pull. No, so I'm eating a freaking burrito.
Oh, we're back to that.
Yeah. Well, because it gets worse. I'm eating a burrito. I eat half of it. I'm like, all right, it's kind of getting like, you know, the point where you can take a few bites, and I was like, all right, the beans are kind of like starting to spill out or whatever. Like it's too hard to eat in the car. So I wrap it up, one hand, I set it in my lap, take an effing turn. No joke. My I don't even know the name of it. It's not a gear shift, but
your turn signal
shifter.
Your shifter.
Yeah, shifter.
Yeah, it's your shifter.
I don't ever want to call it a shifter because it's not like a true.
No, it is. It's a shifter.
But I guess it is.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Oh, it's shifter.
Literally, the burrito goes like this. Here's the shifter.
Oh no!
It goes. Like literally like an ice cream cone on top of it. I was like, damn it! I was so angry. I was just like, come on, right? And then like I look up and I'm like, of course, green light. People like honking. I'm like, ah, dude, driving home, and I was like pissed. I'm like, I didn't even touch it. I was like, I'm not doing it. F this, right? So then I grab a thing of Mountain Dew, and I was like, let me get a drink. No joke. There's Mountain Dew on the top rim of the cup. I go like this, tilt a little bit. It just drains all over my pants and shirt. I was just like, I was so pissed. I was like, oh gosh, it's just the worst ever. I get home. Just come on. Get home. I open the door. I put my Mountain Dew cup on the ground outside. I was just like here, and I'm cleaning it up. Open the freaking like the side little thing where we put napkins and stuff. I can't think of the damn thing.
The pantry, the cabinet.
It's the junk drawer. Whatever. I get it, open it up. I was getting napkins, and I'm just wiping through, cleaning it up. I grab my backpack. I step back out. My foot crushes on the Mountain Dew, just pours out all over my other shoe. I was just... Yeah, it went really well. And I literally walked inside. Okay, and the best part, right? In the bag, I had a burrito and a taco. I ran through the whole thing in the trash. I was like, I don't even care anymore. So I'm just not eating tonight.
I don't know if you can handle it.
It's just not worth it. Well, I can't wait for this podcast to start.
On go. 1, 2, 3, go. What's up, you filthy casuals? Welcome to the Casual Shenanigans Gaming Podcast. Did I count wrong?
Okay, guys, on go. 1, 2, 3, go.
No, that's not what I did.
Jumping out of a helicopter.
Come on, guys. 1, 2, 3, go. No, I counted normally. No. You're doing this just to mess with me.
That's a natural reaction. I'm sorry.
I did a good job.
Do you watch these podcasts later, Jeremiah? Like maybe in editing, maybe you should just listen to that part.
I counted right.
I think we just broke him, James.
This is the Casual Shenanigans Gaming Podcast, a podcast all about the irreverent love of gaming.
Yep, I'm good to go.
Sorry, guys, please! I'm trying to enjoy my coffee here.
That made me feel sick. I could almost
one.
Well, because the bass was pretty low, and it almost felt like it was in my throat. Oh,
ooh.
Jeremiah, don't forget, you just burped into a microphone. We're all wearing headphones. That was very personal.
I'm sorry.
I was enveloped. I don't like.
Okay, here we go. How much money would you need, Dave, for Jeremiah to literally wait?
Can I drink my coffee?
No, not yet, because it's gonna be gross. How much money would you need, Dave, right now for Jeremiah to put his mouth on yours and burp with your mouth open, like just directly into your mouth?
We're talking about how much money I'm getting.
Let's just say, Joel, that I feel like the amount of money wouldn't change a whole lot between the put his mouth on my mouth and then the end burp. Like the first part of that is like the lie.
How much would it cost to French kiss Dave? Oh, also you have to burp into his mouth.
Yes, it's like you don't have to have part.
No, you don't have to kiss or nothing. This is just mouth.
You don't have to kiss. Just put your completely open mouths on each other. It's not kissing.
Come on,
Joel. That is the most West Virginia thing I've ever heard you say. You don't have to kiss or nothing.
Just put your mouth on his mouth.
Well, I'm dead now.
Joel, I try not to be judgy. I just don't know of any other way to take that.
Well, I want to know what is the amount, Dave? To basically take
what about
one full
me?
burp into your mouth.
What about me?
Quiet mouth slave. Yeah, those are words I never want to say.
Would you do it for like $10,000?
I mean, it's just the one burp.
No,
yeah, it's the one burp.
No,
yeah, but it's like a connected mouth burp. You get 10,000 too, Jeremiah.
My stomach actually hurts thinking about this. The burp actually that does make it worse. I will say that does make it significantly worse.
It will be super gross.
The first line is really bad. The second line though is that's the stomach flipper. Oh, Shane in the chat, share the load. Share the load.
So Dave, that much money? Yes or no?
10, I don't think it would be for 10,000. I don't think so. I don't think so.
I think you would say yes so fast if $10,000 was just slammed down on your desk.
I'm an adult. I have a job. My dignity is worth something.
You have a job. Now, wait. Now, where does it affect this when the person when your boss is you have a job, but what if your boss is like, I'm putting my mouth on your mouth?
No more eye contact ever again. From now on, Jeremiah, when you ask about tasks, it's like, hey, is the thing done? And I'm just like, yeah, I think it's done. There's no actual eye contact ever again.
Yeah, Joel, usually your would you rather's I got to think about it a little. I don't have to think about this one. I'm not going to do it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, okay, no, I'm not going to lie. There's a price.
$10,000 though.
$10,000 is nowhere close to the price.
Seriously, the memory of that is going to haunt me for the rest of my life.
$100,000? $100,000? I would probably not
if you just
even
go
think
into
about
it going, dude, we're bros. We're just gonna laugh this off. It's gonna be
Bros
a horrible,
don't do this.
hilarious memory. Let's just get through this thing. Now we have 10 grand. Let's go do an awesome trip. That's how I would think about it. I would just I would try
you
to
want
look
me and
forward
Dave to
it
make out, take the money as bros,
No,
and
it
go
does
on an
not
awesome
like
trip
you're doing a
together.
hardcore
Stop
dance or nothing.
shipping us.
Dude,
Stop shipping us.
What's your first instinct is we're doing this, might as well add a tongue.
My first instinct is not to go on vacation with Dave and all the money afterwards. That's like we're getting married and we're going on a honeymoon, Joel. That's what you're describing.
Again,
now
there'll be no eye
kiss,
contact.
now take this money and go on a trip.
Where's John when I need him?
Joel, but that's what you're describing, is getting married and going on a honeymoon.
No, I'm just talking about burping into someone's mouth. I'm not talking about doing it.
Oh, good. I was worried.
Come on.
$10,000 though is definitely not enough. Now, actually, I think 20. I would think about it.
100, I would think about it.
Well, you know what? We are going to find out one day, because if Norman makes a lot of money,
is why
I will have $10,000 to plop right in your hands and say, burp in that guy's mouth right now.
See, this is why I'm not excited about you getting money, Joel, is because there's going to be too much of this. You're just going to walk in.
It's going to be a barbecue burp, too. I get to choose the type of burp.
You're going to throw it down on the table and be like, 10,000. Take out another 10,000 and be like, what's it going to take?
And that's when we'll know what you guys are made of. Are you the kind of man
the bad thing
who can
is,
burp into another person's mouth?
The bad thing is,
it's not can I? It's like, will I have to base myself to that point,
now, Joel.
Don't have
hold
it's
on,
an honor. Like, oh, you're a big, strong man. You can burp into that man's mouth. Like, no, like you're disgusting.
Now, Joel. Now we know eventually there's an amount of money where the answer is yes, right? Now, what if we change another variable to get the same result in that $10,000? Let me see what I can do for you. I'll go talk to the manager. All right. So here's the plan. I cut my hands like this over Dave's mouth.
That's easy. I would do that for $500.
The mouths don't touch. Dave, how about you?
I would do that for $100.
Okay. Have a little more self-respect, Joel. You're worth more than that.
It's not
no offense, Jeremiah, but I do feel like you would be capable of like a serious burp, like on command. I feel like you could deliver.
Oh, no offense taken. If I'm doing this, like, we're gonna get the money's worth out of it. Like, you're not gonna be did I earn that?
Yeah.
Oh no, you'll know.
$1,000 at least, just because I feel like Jeremiah would make me earn that, even with the cupping.
She's coming to America. He's gonna earn it.
Oh man,
it's the American dream.
If I was president, that's how you get into our country. All right, final thing before the last signature,
Joel,
and we let you in. This guy's gonna burp into your mouth.
Joel, that's assault.
What?
That's assault, Joel. This is how you get into the country. Let me touch you.
And it's not free.
It's not a full touch.
What's the difference?
Let's just start this thing.
No, we have a long podcast, guys. We need to shut this thing down.
Not a full touch. Can we park there for a couple seconds?
No, it's in the video. Joel has a very detailed description of what happened to him at LAX. It'll make sense.
I'm probably not the most fun boss in the world, and I am okay with that, because when I'm at work, I am in work mode. But I also would like to.
When you're at home, you're also in work mode.
I'd like
when
to
you're
think,
playing.
I'd like to
also
think that I'm a somewhat easygoing boss in the sense of I'm not all about like the letter of the law. I want the work to get done. That's the part I really care about is the work gets done and we do an excellent job. As far as like, was somebody 2 minutes late or did they get back from lunch at the right time? Or did Joel just decide not to go to a meeting, go to lunch and send me to the meeting instead, like half a day? Whatever. I'm pretty
I
chill
got to eat
about
my
stuff.
pizza super hot and fresh too.
I'm your boss. So anyway, no, I walk onto the aisle today, and Dave and Joel have a Gwent game going on a table.
It's like chess where you move one piece and you come back like an hour later and you move another piece.
Yeah, in the cubicle at work.
It's a terrible way to play Gwent. We got, I think,
I'm sure it is, but
6 turns.
But I saw that and I was like, huh. Am I allowing to, like, there was that moment in the back of my mind where I'm like, I'm not actually bothered that this is happening, but do I need to be bothered for the sake of maintaining order in the office? Like, it felt like this might be a turning point that I need to be keeping an eye on.
What I learned tonight is Jeremiah doesn't pay very close attention at work.
Because you guys have done it before?
No, yeah, I just wanted to see you sweating. Like, oh no.
He's coming. We like shove the table back into the wall.
You guys know I stand up at my cubicle and just stare down at all of you frequently, right?
Yeah,
Also,
no, we don't
very
like
true.
that.
Oh, man. So anyway.
Yeah, that was honestly an awful way to play Gwent. We ended up scrapping the idea like 2 hours in when it was like 6 moves total.
Well, I was also thinking like that's got to be bad because you're on that thing that can tilt and turn and stuff. Like, did anything slide around?
No, there was enough room to play, and we
It's hard to
came
keep
close
track
to
of what was
forgetting
going on.
Yeah, whose turn it was, and it just it wasn't fun.
And it's not a true game until you're looking in your opponent's eyes and you're making fun of them, and then you whip out a spy.
While you hold hands under the table, like without that, I think it's just not the same.
Yeah,
Is that what you call it? The spy?
Yeah. Here's my Avalok.
All right.
Don't ruin Witcher for me, Joe.
You've been trying to ruin all Nintendo games for me, so that's what you get, Dave.
Nothing to ruin about kids' games, Joel. Nothing to them.
Yeah, what's Dave trying to ruin about Nintendo games?
Oh, Dave. When I'm rich, you are going to regret everything. I'm going to pay you so much money to play all your games at the lowest resolution
I mean,
possible.
have you come up with a worse idea than paying us to have me burp into Dave's mouth to mouth? Like,
I think Dave would do that way before taking the bet to play like for the next month all of his games at like 240p. That's it.
A month?
And he
Yeah,
has to play.
I'd do it for a month. Yeah, I would absolutely do it for a month.
Yeah, Joel, like you say it like you say it like
I just wouldn't play
those
much.
things are close to the same. Like, oh, a month of playing games at a substandard resolution.
I think
French
so.
kissing another man and burping into his mouth. Like, it seems weird to me that you're like both are equally uncomfortable.
It's not kissing. Would you consider hands just touching like this? Is that kissing?
No, but your mouth's touching.
Well, yeah,
is.
just touching. You don't have to be moving around or like interacting. I'm just.
Why is he so limp?
Because it's just for science.
How babies are made.
It's just.
How much for this one?
Okay, like come on, like okay, when you're at the doctor, when you're at the doctor's office and they sometimes have to check stuff or whatever, you're not going, ooh, this is going to be exciting. I would just consider it that kind of experience. Like this is just we're just in that mode. We're in this mode where we got to get it done.
Kissing a man for money. Other than that, it is like going to the doctor's office. Like, here's the difference.
What were we talking about? I don't even know.
If one of you, like, if you were, like, drowning and I pulled you out, I wouldn't even think about it. Although, actually, now you're not even supposed to do mouth-to-mouth. It's just supposed to be chest compressions. So, that'd be my excuse. Apparently,
is that done? They like kind of.
Yeah, apparently it's more effective just to do chest compressions, not to do any breaths, because when you pump someone's chest, you're actually moving more air through their lungs than you would be just breathing. Like, you're getting more oxygen into their lungs than breathing out into them. But I haven't paid attention in a couple of years, but I believe that was like 5-6 years ago. That started to be the thing. So,
but basically, I would consider it like that. But whatever. I guess we should move on.
Should we? I don't know. I'm comfortable to stay here a little bit.
Apparently, you guys are not comfortable.
I'm not comfortable at all.
And just because it's episode 200.
Yeah, I'll mark it. Oh, I love that sound.
Look at the audio track.
Just when I finish Norman, I call me. I'm gonna call you. I need you to come over with just a bullhorn.
Joel,
I
you
just
carry your laptop to the top of the mountain, and I'll climb up there with you.
It is finished.
Release the beast within.
Do you guys have the MP3 I threw into Dropbox?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Queued up.
All right. Is everybody ready to listen to Joel's Christmas surprise?
No.
I never will be.
All right. Ready?
Yep. Ready.
On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Evening, Shane.
Evening, Joel.
Well, Christmas is getting close, isn't it?
It sure is.
You know, there's nothing quite like camping outside with your favorite buddy. Not telling anyone where you're going, just heading out in the woods with your best friend, nobody around, just camping together by your favorite tree.
'Tis the season for believing.
Believe it in loot, that is.
So where'd you find this tree, anyways?
Wouldn't you like to know? 'Tis a long and grand story, my dear Shane. Maybe for another time. But, you know, it's getting late and the stars are coming out in their full glory.
Oh, come on. Tell me your delicious secrets.
Well, I could tell you the story about this tree. Or, how about an even better idea?
I like ideas.
I thought you would. I'm going to sing a little song I cooked up about my favorite tree. Call it the looting tree. Grab your guitar and strum me a tune, would you?
Sure thing, Joel.
Oh, that's very beautiful, Shane.
Oh, looting tree, your gifts are so delightful. Oh, looting tree, thy coins fill my bulging purse. Just when you think I could hold no more, I stuff the rest in my trusty horse. Oh, looting tree, your treasures always satisfy. Oh, looting tree, your loins of gold fill me with glee. Oh, looting tree, my body's clean and ready.
For every year that goes on by, I hope we never have to say goodbye. Oh, hell no. Oh, looted tree, if you leave me, I'm gonna die.
Oh, looting tree, where are my piles gold and gleaming? Oh, looting tree, I think I might start screaming.
Dead, whoever stole my precious loot, I'll skin him dead and then I'll shoot. Oh, looting tree, oh, you son of a bitch, I bet it's Dave who stole my loot. Dave, did you steal my loot? Dave, did you steal my loot? I'm gonna kick your ass, you son of a bitch. Get back here, I'm gonna smack you upside the head.
Oh my goodness, Joel, that's amazing.
What the?
Oh my goodness.
Surprise!
Thank
I thought
you
you were
for
saying
that.
you and Shane were pregnant, but that's true too, I guess.